Are you watching this special broadcast on Phase 5 elections across 49 seats in 6 states and 2 union territories? Big day in terms of very big faces in Indian politics, whether it is Maharashtra, whether it's Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand or West Bengal. Kashmir and Ladakh are also voting today. We will get you the ground updates, the key issues, the big names. And like I say, that elections are as much about politicians and they're as much about the people. Big day there, 13 seats in Maharashtra going to polls today, including 6 crucial seats in Mumbai. Our team of reporters is standing by to give you a lowdown, a ground update on what's happening on ground zero. Before that, I also have the latest voter turnout numbers. Let me give you a quick breakup. North Mumbai has so far recorded 6.19%, North Central 6.01%, Northeast 6.83%, Northwest Mumbai 6.87%, South 5.34%, South Central 7.79%. Remember, Mumbai is unfortunately infamous for not voting enough. The voting turnout is always below the national average. I'm joined by my colleague Mayuresh, who's reporting from Pedder Road. Good morning, Mayuresh. A crucial day. The campaigning urging voters to step out and vote has been stronger this time around. What is the situation that you're picking up on ground, the key issues of people? Because this is the election where many union ministers are contesting, including Piyush Goyal. This is his maiden Lok Sabha election. Big fight in South Mumbai as well, as far as Arvind Sawant is concerned. Please take us through the key updates on this big story that we are tracking.
Absolutely, Archana. Right now I'm in South Mumbai constituency, and if we talk about this particular constituency, there is a straight fight between Shiv Sena versus Shiv Sena UBT. This is we can say, first this was a traditional constituency for the Congress till Milind Deora lost his election in 2014. But after that, we have seen the Shiv Sena has somewhere established their supremacy over this particular constituency, where Arvind Sawant had won 2 Lok Sabha elections. But now, after the split in the party, this is the first ever election that both the factions of Shiv Sena are facing, or this is a major election, we can say that. If we see the historical data of the South Mumbai constituency, the candidate who has won from this particular constituency, and if his or her party established the government in the center, then that particular candidate has always got the cabinet berth, whether it's Murli Deora, then Milind Deora, Jayantiben Mehta, and last was Arvind Sawant, who was also a cabinet minister in Modi government, the first Modi government. If we talk about the issues over here, yes, this particular constituency, you have a high-rises. Then in the lower south, you have the chawls, the old dilapidated buildings, and towards the Bindi Bazaar, if you have the same issue. So the redevelopment of old buildings is the main issue in this particular constituency. If we talk about the metro, yes, the Mumbai Metro 3 line, which is the underground line, it also goes through from this particular area. The work is in full swing, but yet the new deadlines every year the metro is giving. So that is also another area of concern for South Mumbai. So transportation, the issue of dilapidated buildings, these are the key issues for this particular region. And both the candidates, Yamini Jadhav as well as Arvind Sawant, both have promised that once they elected from this constituency, with the help of centre, they will try to resolve these 2 issues as early as possible and as soon as possible. Back to you, Archana.
Right. Mayuresh, another interesting aspect about this election, and as we are talking about South Mumbai, you know, it's a direct confrontation, direct duel between Sena versus Sena, Asli Sena, Nakli Sena, as the narrative goes. And as you were speaking about Yamini Jadhav, in political circles, it's often said that there was a time when she used to seek votes for Arvind Sawant. And as they say in politics, everything is unpredictable. And now the 2 of them are slugging it out to get the votes. You have been covering these elections extensively. Has the perception among people changed as far as the Sena versus Sena battle is concerned, the Asli Sena, the Nakli Sena, Bal Thackeray's legacy is concerned?
Absolutely, there is a confusion between the voters also, because they are not really or clearly talking about that whom they are going to support and what are their preferences. As I said, yes, Asli Sena, Nakli Sena, though this narrative has been said by the political parties, but how much it has percolated, how much people do feel about it, that needs to be seen. Because people either they are of this opinion, either they will vote for the BJP or they will vote for the Congress. So these are the only 2 narratives they are going, because they are at this point very much clarity they have got that both these candidates have alliance with the respective national parties. So it would be interesting to see whether they support Dhanush Ban or whether they support the Mashal. That needs to be seen. But as I said, this particular constituency, the battle between both the Shiv Sena is about to establish the supremacy. Whether Arvind Sawant gets elected for the third time or not, that needs to be seen. Or whether people really support Eknath Shinde and support the Yamini Jadhav, who is the new candidate. Because if we see the Yamini Jadhav's track record, she has only won one state assembly election, that is also in 2019, and her husband was at one of the corporators in BMC and one of the strongest corporate in BMC. So as I said, to establish the supremacy over South Mumbai, the Sena versus Sena battle is happening here. And it would be interesting to see whether people support the bow and arrow, whether people support the Mashal of Uddhav Thackeray.
Yes, and social media is a buzz with, posts about telling people that don't get confused between election symbols. This is the party if you want to vote for, this is the symbol. Mayuresh, please please stay with us. I'm also joined by Yesha, who's reporting from Mount Mary, which is in Bandra, that falls under Mumbai North Central constituency, which is witnessing a Varsha Gaikwad versus Ujjwal Nikam contest. Yesha, thank you for joining us. Good morning to you. On ground, do you see enough voters stepping out to vote? And secondly, for the benefit of our viewers, could you tell us about the key issues? Because these elections come in the wake of a massive infrastructure overhaul that's taking place in the city of Mumbai. The entire city is dug up. There are infrastructural challenges. Over to you. Could you show some light on what is happening in Bandra?
Absolutely. Like you've rightly mentioned, this very constituency, that is the North Central constituency, it spans right from high-rises, in fact the house of Bollywood, all the way and until Kalina and Kurla, where there are slums as well. So there it's a diverse topic. If we speak of, we're reporting from the Mount Mary, where you see movie stars such as Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan would be voting. In fact, early this morning we'd seen Farhan Akhtar cast his vote. Just a while back, Subhash Ghai was also here to cast his vote. Like you've mentioned, a prominent issue here is that, particularly in South as well as here, is that though people come out and speak about it on social media, there is a low voter turnout. Like you've mentioned, around 9 a.m. there was just a little above 6.1% of voter turnout. Though over the last couple of days we've seen several celebrities who have urged people. They've also tied up with Mumbai police, asking people to come ahead and vote. In fact, we have some youngsters here because right now the focus, be it for BJP or for other political parties, was to reach out to the first-time voters, and for that they were taking the help of movie stars, of Bollywood celebrities, asking people to vote. We have one such student with us. They were running a campaign asking the first-time voters to come ahead, and they were also tying up with several celebrities. Tell me, introduce us about your whole campaign, and what was the idea for asking younger generation to come ahead and vote?
So I'm from this organization called IIMUN, which stands for India's International Movement to Unite Nations. We are a completely non-profit youth organization, and we work across 220 cities in India. India is a country with more than 800 million people between the age of 13 to 30. That India is the youngest country in the world, and there are more than 96 crore first-time voters in the country. Now, in a country like India, where you recently mentioned that there is a low voter turnout, so we decided to start this campaign and collaborate with influential people in order to spread out the message of voting to the younger generation, so that they come out and cast their vote, because it is their moral responsibility to choose the leaders of their country.
Right. And you have reached out to younger generation. You reached out to also some celebrities. Yes. Tell us, how did this whole idea take place? Who were the celebrities that you took help of to reach out to younger generation?
So we collaborated with many celebrities like Ms. Vidya Balan, Mr. Karan Johar, Mr. Anil Kapoor, and not only celebrities. We collaborated with ministers, we collaborated with businessmen like Mr. Niranjan Hiranandani, and many influential people like Mr. Gaur Gopal Das, and many other across different walks of life, to spread out the message through social media to the young voters to cast their first vote.
Do you think if it's a message from influential people, that would help younger generation to come ahead?
So today is a day and age of social media, where everyone follows some of the other social media influencer, and they will obviously listen to the person that they follow. Hence, after seeing their favorite personality or after seeing their favorite influential people on screen, it should have motivated the individual to come out and cast their vote.
So, of course, when we speak of Bandra, last year in the 2019 election, the voting percentage here was just around 50%, which is where for Mumbai particularly, considering it's a maximum city, it becomes important that people come out and vote. Also, in the last several phases, Maharashtra has seen low voter turnout. Also, considering the heat wave factor is something that has affected the voting percentage, but we're hoping that in Mumbai, at least now in this phase, there'll be enough voting that takes place. Also, speaking about this very constituency, this has been a Shiv Sena and a Congress and a Samajwadi Party dominant constituency until last 10 years, where Poonam Mahajan was the sitting MP. In fact, riding on the Modi wave, Poonam Mahajan was an incumbent MP here for 10 years. However, this time Ujjwal Nikam, someone who's a personality in itself, because he's been a public prosecutor who has in fact fought several cases. Also, the 2611 case, because of him, was where we saw Kasab being taken to gallows, that's why a clean personality was fielded from this very constituency, Ujjwal Nikam, against whom is Varsha Gaikwad, the Mumbai chief for Congress. We've seen both of them campaign massively, while when you speak of this very issue, like you've rightly mentioned, the entire city of Mumbai is dug up. Infrastructure is a key element that we speak of, and it comes to not only the younger generation, but all across. For the citizens, infrastructure and the development of the city has been a major issue. When you speak of this very constituency, considering there are slums, also there are pockets with affluent people, which is where several aspects that we speak of here is, of course, one is the mode of transport that people are focusing on. The other is GST for the societies, and another prominent factor right here is because the airport is very close to the area where we are standing, which is the funnel zone issue. In fact, several societies have had issues with the development, and which is a funnel zone issue is something that the candidates have been focusing on. In fact, right across this, when we speak of Western Express Highway, like you've already mentioned, that traffic and infrastructure is a big issue, and these are some of the important factors that we count in when it comes for voting in this constituency. When you speak of slums, for them there are basic issues such as that of hygiene and water, which are also of prominent importance. Speaking of Varsha Gaikwad, she's someone who's been talking of this issue. On the other hand, Ujjwal Nikam, for his campaigning, what's been observed is that it is a clear choice that the candidate has put forth, that is the face of Prime Minister Narendra Modi against that of the India Alliance. That has been the campaign trail for Ujjwal Nikam particularly. So here, when you speak of this constituency, considering it is, like we've mentioned, a mix of the high-rises as well as that of slums, the key factor for them is basic necessities versus infrastructure as well. And giving you a lowdown of what, in fact, this constituency has spoken about, Priya Dutt was also an MP from this constituency, following which Poonam Mahajan, who was daughter of Pramod Mahajan, a tall leader from BJP who lost his life almost more than a decade back. It's considering Poonam Mahajan has been a face for this very constituency. She had in fact defeated Priya Dutt, and before Poonam Mahajan, this constituency was completely Congress dominant constituency, Congress and the alliance partners. In fact, for once it was a Shiv Sena dominant constituency, but over the last a decade is where BJP has had its stronghold in this constituency. Yes.
All right, thank you, Yesha, for that comprehensive update. So these elections, as you spoke about the infrastructure issues and the challenges for the city of Mumbai, we'll have to wait and watch whether the anger of people, the palpable anger against the system, translates into votes, because these elections come in the wake of the Ghatkopar tragedy, when that massive hoarding fell during a storm, and people have been demanding accountability from the powers that be, from those who decide how your daily life in this maximum city is going to be. We will continue tracking these updates, and also we'll tell you about the voter turnout and why it matters, because it's always, Mumbai's voter turnout is always below the national average. That is why your stars, your influencers, your government officials, the BMC, they're urging you to step out and vote these elections. We'll continue tracking these updates. Stay tuned to CNBC TV18 for Phase 5 elections. Thank you for watching.